Washington, Washington Post. One of our closest celestial neighbors is a warm, rocky world, scientists say. Writing in the journal Astronomy and Astrophysics, scientists report the discovery of an Earth-size exoplanet orbiting the star Ross 128, a dim red dwarf just 11 light-years away. The newfound world, dubbed Ross 128b, is the closest temperate planet known to orbit a quiet star, one that isn't prone to devastating and potentially life-obliterating bursts of radiation. And it appears to meet some of the basic requirements for habitability. The planet is slightly more massive than Earth, so it is probably a rocky world with a solid surface. The host star is much cooler and fainter than our Sun, but Ross 128b orbits it closely and quickly. A year lasts just 9.9 days. The planet receives about 38% or more radiation than Earth does, enough to give it an equilibrium temperature between -76 and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, assuming it has an Earth-like atmosphere, and that's a huge assumption. Though the study authors call Ross 128b a temperate planet, it's not clear whether it falls within the habitable zone, the Goldilocks region, where a planet is just warm enough for liquid water to exist on its surface. Additionally, no current telescopes are capable of analyzing the wavelengths of light coming from the planet, which might provide clues about the existence of an atmosphere and the potential for life. But when the powerful 39-meter extremely large telescope comes online in 2024, this world will be one of its first targets. Ross 128b is not Earth's nearest extrasolar neighbor. The exoplanet Proxima b, which orbits the star next door to the Sun, is even closer than Ross 128b, just 4.2 light-years away. But its host star, a red dwarf called Proxima Centauri, has been compared to a hormonal teenager. It produces violent flares of radiation that can strip away an atmosphere and sterilize a planet. Ross 128 is more like a 30-something with a good job, a membership in a yoga studio and an extensive collection of James Taylor albums. Indeed, Ross 128 is so agreeable that it's actually heading toward Earth. According to Nicola Astudillo de Frue, an astronomer at the University of Geneva and co-author of the study, the star's orbit through the galaxy has put it on a path toward Earth. In 71,000 years, it will become our closest neighbor, and Ross 128 will be the closest temperate planet. Ross 128b was detected via the High Accuracy Radial Velocity Planet Searcher, HARPS, a planet-seeking program based at La Silla Observatory in Chile. As most exoplanets are too distant and too dim to be seen directly, HARPS looks for the telltale signature of a small world orbiting a star. Remember, a planet doesn't really orbit its sun. Rather, both the planet and the Sun orbit their common center of mass, the point at which the gravitational forces they exert on each other are at equilibrium. Since stars are so much heftier than planets, that center of mass is a whole lot closer to the star than to the planet, but it is not exactly in the star's middle. This produces a characteristic wobble.